Hello friends, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate you some cool features of AWS console. I have already logged into the AWS console. So in this console, the first feature that we will look at is pin, and the second feature we'll look at is the resource groups, and the third one is the bulk tagging. Okay, now as I said, I have already logged into the AWS console, and whenever you want to open or whenever you want to use any of the services, the one way of searching for that service is go to that particular section and search for that particular service and click to open it. For example, if I want to work on EC2, so I'll come to compute and then I'll say EC2. Then it will take me to the EC2 dashboard, and I'll come back now. This is a one way of doing it. Sorry, again I have to click on EC2, and this is a one way of doing it. The second way of doing it is I can search that service here in the search column, right? The same way, if I have to work on IAM, then I have to search for that IAM, which is part of security, identity and compliance management. Click on IAM. If I have to work on RDS, then I have to search the database section and then do the search for the RDS and click on that. Otherwise, all these searches, all these services can be straight away searched from here, like this. Okay, RDS, like this. So is there a better way to do that instead of typing or instead of searching on this particular long list? Is there a better way? Yes, there is a better way, which is called as a pin. So what I can do is the frequently used services, I can pin it on this particular dashboard. Okay, let's try to pin this EC2, S3, IAM and RDS on this dashboard, so that whenever I want, instead of searching, I can directly go and click and open that particular service dashboard. So to do that, I just have to click on this pin and search for the services. So these are the different services which are available, which can be pinned on this particular toolbar. So I'll choose an EC2 in this. So EC2 should be here. I'll show you EC2. Yeah, here's the EC2. I'll drag and drop it here. And then I want an IS3, and then I want an RDS, then I want an IAM. IAM should be here, yes. So the name of the services here are alphabetically ordered, so that it will help you to quickly help you that particular service, and you can put it here. Okay, so once I do that, you have a toolbar items. So you can either have a choice of only icons and the text, wherein the icon of that particular service as well as the name of that service is displayed, or you can choose icons only. If you are very much familiar with this icons, I can choose to have only the icons here, or I can choose to have only the names. Okay, let's say example, I want to go with icons and text. Then there is an animated effect as well, whether you want to do that. So I'll just leave it the default one, and again I'll click back this pin, and you will see that the EC2, the S3, RDS and IAM are already on my toolbar. So when I go to services, I don't need to choose or search those services. I can straight away click on this and open that. For example, if I want to go to IAM, so I just click on the IAM, it will take me to the IAM service. From IAM service, if I have to go to EC2, then I'll just have to click on the EC2. So this is called as a pinning a particular service on the dashboard, okay, or on the toolbar. So this is one thing that I will show you. Assume that you are working on multiple services simultaneously. So you are working on EC2, you are also working on S3. Then how do you shift between these services? So what you can do is, so I'll just keep myself on the EC2 now. Okay, and you can right click on this AWS and say open a new tab. It will open another dashboard. Here I can work on S3. Yeah, as you can see, I have opened one of the tab with S3 and one of the tab with EC2 with the same session, with the same Chaturmash root, right? If I had to open with IAM again, I can just right click on this AWS, open it in the new tab, and I'll open the IAM. So this way it will help us to open multiple tabs, right? But ensure that all these three tabs are belonging to the same user. You cannot have another tab opened for in AWS console with a different user. That is not possible. Okay, so this is about opening the multiple tab and creating some pins so that you can open those services quickly. The next step is I'll go to EC2 and I'll go to my instances, and you will see that I have two instances which are currently in a stop mode, and I also have several S3s, several S3 buckets created. Right now, what resource group helps me to do is assume that all these different services that we have created are belonging to a particular project, and I really want to list all those resources with a single click. So how will I do that? I can do that one using a resource group. Resource group help me to combine all the different resources created for a particular project or a particular uh, for a particular task. You can group them. Okay, with a single click you will come to know the different resources available. Okay, now let's say I'll go to resource group. I'll open up another tab and I'll click on the resource group, and I'll say I can see the saved resource groups, or I can create a new resource group. Now currently I do not have any saved resource group, so I'll say create resource group. And when I say create resource group, it will ask me whether the group to be made based on the tag or cloud formation stack. Okay, so what is important for me to understand is all the resource groups works. You can combine all the different resources within the AWS, can be combined or segregated in a group just by using the tags. Okay, tag are the important, otherwise they can be combined based on the cloud formation stacks. Okay, in this particular example, let's say we want to do with a tag. Okay, and for that we should have a tag already associated with the resources. Let's say I'll go to my EC2 service and I'll go to instances. Okay, I have two of these services, right? Let's add a tag called as project to that. And if you want to see the different tags, okay, whatever the tags that it has, it by default it shows only the name tag, right? So if you want to see the different tags, you can click on this icon and then it will show you the different tags those have been associated. Let's say I have a project tag, so I'll open it. The project tag appears here. Now this particular tag called as training, and the project is assigned to the first server and the second server has a demo. Now for the S3, let's go to a bucket. There's a test bucket and I will go to the properties, and there is something called as a tag, and this project, this also belongs to a training project. We have assigned a tag called as a training. Now I want to group all these different different resources created for this project called as training. When I want to group that, I can do that one using in a resource group. So I'll choose tag base and I'll choose what kind of a resources I want to have it in this particular group. Let's say I want to have S3 buckets. I want to have EC2 instance. Under the EC2 it shows all the different options within the EC2, so instance. So these are the two things that I want to do, and the third one is I want to combine them or I want to group them using a project. Okay, and the project name is training. I want to basically group all the resources which are created under the project name training. This is what it means. And if I say preview group resources, it will show you all the different services those we have. As you can see, this is an S3 bucket and this is a instance, right? It did not display the Python server because this Python server doesn't have, which not belong to a project called as a demo. Sorry, this belongs to a project called as a demo and not training, right? And if I just change this one to training, and if I come and if I preview group resources, it will display, right? So with that, I'll create a group name called as training resources, and then I'll say create. Sorry, it cannot be name. Yes, the name should not have, the resource group name should not have any spaces, so I gave training resources. So whenever I create a training, whenever I come to this particular group, okay, saved group training resources, it will show me all the different resources that I have as part of this particular project. So in a single list you will come to know how many resources have been created in this um, in this group called as training. This is how the resource group can be used. So basically resource group will help you to group the different resources those you have created for a specific purpose. In this case we have created these resources with a tag name project to identify that we have created these resources for the training and we have grouped together. Fine. Now the next question is, if I have to tag these three resources with some more name, for example, maybe a business unit or maybe a department or something like that. Okay, how will I tag them all together? The one way, as you know, the tagging can be done by going to the individual resources, right? So I can go to this resource and I can add a tag. For example, if I want to tag another value to this instance, I can go to actions, then I can go to settings and I can say add and edit tags. This is what I can do, right? What if you have 50 servers and another 50 buckets wherein you want to tag all those resources with the common tag names? Okay, how will I do that? So that can be done using a tag editor. So tag editor will help you to identify the resources as well as do the bulk tagging in this particular example. And I can also choose multiple regions in this, so I can choose tagging of the resources from multiple regions. For example, in this case I have only AP South one chosen, right? I can also choose Northeast, I can also choose Southeast. I can have multiple resources, I can have multiple regions, and I can bulk all the resources from these regions in a single go. Okay, so that's the advantage of going with the tag editor. So currently I don't go for that list because I don't have any resources in the different regions. So what I will do, I'll say AP Southbound. Then it will ask you what is the type of the resource that you want to tag. Okay, I want to tag EC2 instances. I also want to tag probably the S3 bucket. I can choose that. Then we can optionally use tags, these tags, to search for the respective resources. For example, we have project, right? We have project, and under project we have training. And if I say add and I'll say search resources, it will search you all the resources which already have a tag called as training. I can also leave it empty and I'll say search resources. Now it is going to search all the resources that I have. As you can see, the all the different buckets, the different EC2s. You may be remembering that Python server did not had a tag called as project, right? So if I go to Python server, it doesn't have, sorry, it had a project, right? Okay, we just added that. Okay, so Python server, and as you can see the S3 different S3 buckets that we have, which doesn't have a tag. Okay, so all of them it is there. It will also show you the counts of the tags that it has. So this resource has 3 tags, this resource has 3 tags. If I click here, it will show the different tags also that each of the resource has, and this has only the project has. Now I do not want to generate such a long list. Instead of that, I can filter using my I can filter using the tags already associated with them. So I'll say project training and I'll say add and I'll say search resources. Now it's going to search only the resources which have the tag named project and with the value training, right? Okay, now I'll choose all of them and let's say manage tags or selected resources. So I'll just choose that. Then it will ask you what tag you want to add. Okay, so what I did, let me show it again. So search resource, sorry, EC2 type instance as well as S3 bucket, and I'll say project, I'll say training, I'll say add and search resources. So it listed on all my resources which has a tag called as training under the project name, and I'll choose all of them, and I'll say I can export resources to CSV as well. Just if I want, if any of your manager wants to understand want to have the list of those resources, I can export that into a CSV. Now in this time I want to do a tagging. I want to add an additional tag, so I'll choose manage tags of selected resources. Okay, and then I'll scroll down. I can add a tag. Let's add a tag called as, let's say, department, and let's enter the department as, or you have so you already have BU, right? So I'll choose department and I will say all these are belonging to an HR department. Okay, and if I want all the BUs to be mentioned, you can mention that. Name to be mentioned, you can mention that. So I'll just leave it as is, and I'll just say department as HR, and I'll say review and apply tag changes. Then it will say yes, selected all the three resources. Just go ahead and do that. Yes, successfully applied tag changes to all the three selected resources. Now let's go to instances, code deploy, right? I'll go here, and as you can see, the department is also chosen. So department, and the department has not come. Let's check here. The S3, yes. Here the department HR has been added in the S3. It wasn't there, and let's quickly check. Yes, here it will go, HR, right? As you can see, the HR has been added. Okay, if I want to remove this department, again I can go back to, let's see if we can remove that. Now EC2 instance, project, training, let's add, search resources, and okay, I just chose EC2, right? So I'll choose this, and I'll say remove this tag. Okay, this department HR, remove this tag, and I'll say review and apply to these changes. Now if I have to go back to EC2 instances, and if I refresh, you will see that for one of the server the department HR has gone because we removed that tag. So with the tag editor, you will be able to add tags, the same tag, to multiple resources. At the same time, you can also remove the tags to multiple resources at a single shot. Okay, the third option, the another option that we will learn is tag policies. Now for example, most of the companies will have some kinds of restrictions to be put on all the resources, stating that every resource those have been created should have these tags, right? For example, in the production AWS account, no tags are allowed, sorry, no resources to be created without a tag name, and every tag name should belong to a specific project. Let's take an example of the same project tag that we have. Okay, we have training as the project, right? So let's say this particular, every resource that I created in this AWS account should have and must have a project related. Any resource that doesn't have a tag name called as project and the associated value, then that should be highlighted to the management, because it's a production environment. It may be consuming some billing cycles, right? Why do you want to unnecessarily run some servers on a production AWS account, right? You do not want to do that. So if you want to keep this one as mandatory, how do you do this compliance check? That you can do using this tag policies. So the tag policies, let me show you how it works. So I'll just come and click on the tag policies here. Then if your AWS account is part of an organization. Organization is where you add multiple AWS accounts as one organization, and you can see the billing and all these tags belonging to all the accounts under one head. Okay, so we'll not go much deeper into the organization this time because this video is not made for the explanation of the organization. So I'll just skip this organization front. I'll explain you later. Currently we will go for this AWS account. If I go to this AWS account and there is an effective tag policy, I have already written a policy about the tag stating that every resource that we create should have a project tag, or any resource that has a tag name called as project should have the value either demo, training, TRG or testing. It cannot have something else. Okay, this is the policy that we have written. Okay, we will also see how to create this policy in a minute. Okay, then I'll scroll down, then it will ask you which region. I can also choose multiple regions here, and I'll say search resources. When I search resources, nothing comes because all the resources which are part of, which already has the project as the tag name, are complying to these things. Let me show that. Instances, there is a project called as training, a project called as training, right? Now let's change this, and I will make it as TRG in smaller case. Let's see if this works. Okay, and I'll come back and I'll have to search resources. Sometimes it doesn't work, so you have to refresh this. I'll just refresh it. I'll go to this account. Yes, there we go. We have one of the resource as non-compliant. If I click here, it shows it has a BU tag key and the value. It has a name as a tag key and the value. It has a tag key as project. Tag value is TRG. What we said, it should be a TRG here. Okay, and we also made it as case sensitive, and that's the reason why the smaller TRG is not accepted. Okay, fine. Okay, got it. So this is case sensitive. Okay, now let's see how to create this policy. This policy cannot be created from this particular dashboard. It has to be created from an organization. To do that, so let me open another tab here, and this time I will go to something called as my organization. In the my organization, you have a policies at the right hand side. You have policies. I'll click on that, and then you have something called as a tag policies, right? So I'll just click on tag policies, and now we already have a tag policy called as a project tag. This is what we had created. I'll just open it and say view details. It shows you that particular policy. Okay, I'll say edit policy so that you can see that policy. So the name of the policy is project tag. Then I said tag key should be project. It means any resource that has a tag key as project. Okay, and I also say use the capitalization that you have specified above for the tag key. Okay, I chose that. Okay, capitalization, and then I said tag value. Edit values, I can write these things. I can add or delete or anything. Okay, let's do one more thing. Let's add one more thing, and in this case we will say a tag policies, and we'll say create policy, and let's add a BU policy. It means every tag that you create should have a BU, and whenever you are entering a BU policy, those policies must be in line with the tag values that we have specified. Okay, so what is the tag value? Tag value is BU. I won't choose capitalization this time. I'll just specify the allowed tag value. I'll just specify tag value. So the tag value has to be a finance. Business unit has to be either finance or HR, or it has to be um, what budget, finance, HR, or let's say R&D. Let's say business unit, finance, HR, let's say management. And just say management, and I'll say save changes. So what we are telling here, you have an option of giving a tag called as BU, but whenever you are giving a tag key as a BU, the value must be either finance, HR, or management. Okay, so then you have resource type enforce, prevent non-compliant operations for this tag. So you can prevent as well of creation of that particular resource if it doesn't have it. So I won't do anything. If you want to add one more tag, you can add it here. Okay, you can have multiple tags. Okay, I'll just say create policy, and the policy has been created. Okay, now we have a project tag and we have a BU tag, right? So I'll go back to instances and let's see if we have the tags defined. Let's choose BU. So we have BU finance, right? Let me just change that before, and I will call it as um, something. The BU is something. Okay. For code deploy, it is finance. For Python server, it is a something. BU as something, which is this should be part of my non-compliant system now, right? Tag policies, and I'll go here and click on tag policies. So this account. So this is the project one. Still it is showing the same thing. Let me refresh and see if this works. Still showing project one. I think I'll have to wait for a few minutes. Let me just go back and check. Right here. Okay, it's not coming. So let me just go back to the organization and see if I had done any mistake there. Okay, go to organization and we have created this BU policy. This is what it is. There is something called as an accounts. I had to attach this policy to this account. Let's attach this one to root. This is the root account, right? I'll attach it. Okay, so you can always have a decision to create these different policies and attach to the different accounts. So these all different accounts are part of my organization. So I attached it to root now. Okay, so that's it what we had done, and then yeah, now it should come. Let's see, let me refresh it and see if this comes. Yeah, there we go. BU policy. Yeah, so that step we had missed. So I'll say BU, and whenever we have a BU, it should have finance, HR, or management, right? And I'll say search resources, and as you can see, there is one thing that has come. Let's go back and check here. Yeah, project is TRG. This is missing. Yes, and BU is something. It is also non-compliant. Let's go back and compliant to this. At least at the first level, um, I'll make it as finance. Okay, and I'll just come back to this as a resource, search resource. Yeah, just not refreshed. Sometimes this refresh works, otherwise you'll have to wait for a couple of minutes. There we go. For this instance, you can see that it is now turned to 2. So the BU is no more a compliant, it is part of a finance now. Whereas project is a TRG, which is wrong. Okay. Now let's go back and make this one as project, right? Instead of TRG, let's make it as capital TRG. And let's go back and non-compliant, yes. So BU is, it's saying it's not right. Let's go back and check. Okay, let me go to the server and change. Let me change this one to BU and also save. Let's try this. Yeah, there we go. The reason for that was this BU is another. I think the way we had given here is, I think, small letter. Now tag value is this one. Use capitalization. Okay, this we had not done. That's the reason. Okay, it does not take, so it has to be capital. Okay, that's what it means. So because what we have mentioned is in capital, and what it is looking for is a small BU, and that's the reason why it is giving. So even if I had to go back and change this, that it works. Okay, so let me just use this and say save changes. I made it as capitalization, and now search resource, this should go away. You can see now this BU came, right? So let me just go and check that again. See, this BU came, right? Let me go and remove this. Yeah, let's save. If I say refresh here, this should also go away. Yes, no resources to display, right? And if I have to go back and probably change this one to let's try small finance. Yeah, non-compliant. Non-finance is also not available because F is small. If I just go back and check again, finance, take some time again. When you update the tag, immediately it is faster. When remove it from a non-compliant to compliant, then it takes some time because it has to check every time, right? So for that, a little refresh is required. Yeah, and this AWS account. Now you can see that there are no resources to display. Search resources, there are no resources to display because we met all the requirements. Okay. Now if I go to take policies and if I have to come back to this organization, I said no, we can apply these policies to different accounts within that organization. It will search for all the different accounts that we have, and it will tell you whether it is compliant or not compliant. You can see that compliant, not compliant, and not, right? So you can create one policy and apply to all your different accounts that you have in your organization. So in a single shot, you will come to know whether the people are following the respective ways of giving a tax to your resources or no. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. What I had for this particular video, guys. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed watching these smaller tips to work on the AWS console. Okay, please subscribe to our channel and hope this video is helpful to you. Okay, thank you once again, guys. Bye bye.